Y'all, UFOs are still buzzing around our airspace. I know last time we talked about how a lot of them are being faked, especially with the advent of AI, and some are being disregarded because we have so much going on politically and just globally. However, it doesn't mean that there aren't still cool and strange UFO flying around in our skies. And guess what, y'all? People are still catching them. So we're going to check out a few of those today. And we're also going to learn what Elon Musk has to say about UFOs. So let's start with our first sighting from Sir George Agdoguando, and I hope I'm saying that right. Now he claims these are 4 UAP drone that are actually being followed by 10 possibly military helicopters. And what's wild is I wouldn't be inclined to believe that these are UAP drones, because he claims that they might be the same kind that we saw in New Jersey, until I saw the fact that they were in fact being followed by the helicopters. And I found that strange because I don't think that military helicopters are going to go follow regular drones. Let me know in the comments what you think. Check it out.
They're low. 3 of them.
See, I did find them eerie, and they did resemble the drones in New Jersey, especially when you consider that drone that was seen from a plane and you saw how close its lights were together. So I can see that for sure. And just to be pragmatic, I can see them being regular drones. I don't understand why the military helicopters would be there. Next, we have a sighting from Big Bear Lake in California. This was uploaded by Daily UFO Post, and it showcases someone outside using night vision to capture what's in the sky when they see a strange anomaly zipping across, and many attribute it to a bat. I thought so too, until you watch later in the video, he actually pulls up his laser and points and actually hits it. And when he does, this thing moves erratically and makes a sharp turn. And the way that it moves, how quickly it goes from point A to point B when it's hit by that laser, I don't think that's a bat or anything that we have that will go that fast. It's crazy. Smash like, check it out.
Oh, here's another one right here. You see him? Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning. Yeah. Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
I'm lasering at him, and he's curving. Shit.
Did you see how fast that thing moved? It was jump. No. One, we don't have that. Two, homie is bold. I'm not necessarily scared of UFOs. Like if I see one that's cool, I'm gonna record it. But like one, I'm not gonna point lasers at it or shoot at it. And if I point a laser at it and it notices and it zips, I'm out of there. What if it wants to retaliate? Oh, hell no. Still a super cool sighting. Next, we have an insane UFO that was allegedly filmed in Hungary years ago, and it actually showcases some of the 5 observables, like the instant acceleration, the way that it moves. It's absolutely wild. Now it comes from Whistleblower, aka Truth Told 24 on Twitter, and I've seen them post UFO videos before, some which I know are authentic, so I don't see why they would all of a sudden fake something. They said this is not CGI, it's not a hoax, it's not mistaken identity. I don't even understand how that would qualify here. It was captured on film in Hungary a few years ago, and it's 100% real. And guys, I'm inclined to believe him. I want you guys to make up your own mind. But if it is real, this is not just wild. It's probably one of the best captures of a UFO ever, because we're really seeing some of the anomalous observables in the sky. Check it out. And y'all, it only gets stranger. This next UFO was posted by Mania UFO, and honestly, it's one of my favorite clips. The person who recorded it was freaking out, and apparently they showed it to some people who said it might have just been some type of fancy balloon, which really upset them because they said that when they saw this thing, their whole body felt like it was vibrating, like they felt a frequency, and it brought tears to their eyes. And I mean, it is beautiful. At first, I thought it might have been disingenuous, but hearing the person who saw it, hearing their account of it, made me feel that this really could be genuine, and it's a beautiful sighting. And again, more so that he's shown it to people and they're like, oh, it's like a fancy balloon, and they're like getting so upset. I would be so upset if I saw something, you're telling me it's a balloon, and I'm like, bro, that I like. And when you see this, it's not a balloon. Just to, I can't, check it out.
What the fuck?
Do you see why I get so upset? Who's gonna say that that's a balloon? That doesn't even make sense to me. And it's so stunning. And I tried again. I'm still a little skeptical of it, although I do think that the person is genuine, so I want to believe it. But I've been trying to look, and like even the lighting, the way that it hits and shines and it illuminates the sky. I don't see a clipping on the edges or anything. Like I'm baffled by this. Like this could be legit, and if it is, could this be something that we attribute to angels or jinn or even demons, because I know some people go the darker route, right? But could these UFOs be what our ancestors have attributed to these things? Could seeing these anomalies in the sky have started some of our religions?
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
And I only say this because, like, in the one shot, the thing, it looks like an angel. Next, we have an interesting clip between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. And have whichever opinion you will about either gentleman or both. But Tucker Carlson is genuinely curious about UFOs. He does attribute it to more spiritual things, but still he is curious about it and he does ask the questions. And at this point, he decided to ask Elon Musk. And I find Elon Musk's reply very interesting. Take a look, let me know what you think.
When you say, what are the aliens? What do you
Where are the aliens? Like, why don't we see them? A lot of people think we see aliens, but I've not seen any evidence of aliens. You know, we've got 6,000 satellites in orbit, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spacecraft.
Right. But on this Earth, the U.S. military's had to do a lot of maneuvering around objects they can't explain.
Well, unidentified flying objects is one thing, but I mean, there's always a bunch of classified programs that are underway of new aircraft and new missiles and things. So that are classified even within the military. So it's only if you have the top secret compartmented clearance, would you know about this new program? So then some pilot sees something moving fast and says, hey, I saw a UFO. I'm like, yeah, that was actually a new weapons program, but we can't tell you that.
So
if you can guarantee that the split second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform. And it'll probably be our #1 post of all time.
That'll be your biggest day,
yes,
for sure.
Now, what I find very interesting about this is that Elon seems pretty adamant in saying that he doesn't believe aliens are real because his satellites haven't gone, have to swerve around anything. And I love how Tucker brings up the fact that, well, here on Earth, our craft tend to have to swerve around things. I found it interesting how Elon's like, oh, well, confidential military things, when we actually have whistleblowers coming out and telling us there are confidential military reverse engineered and advanced things that we just made ourselves that are classified, but these are completely separate from what these anomalous activity in the skies are. Most everyone else in the government seems to agree with this, especially those who are in the know and have done some investigation. Yet Elon, who I feel has maybe a vested interest in airspace, is kind of adamant when he's against it. And I find it really weird, especially because he always then brings up the alien again and like, you know, our crafts don't hit anything. But you got to remember how Miss Luna and a lot of the other representatives, including the whistleblowers, have been talking about interdimensional non-human intelligence, not just extraterrestrial non-human intelligence. This could be something that is here on Earth, just in a realm that we can't see and can't necessarily interact properly with, right? It could be extraterrestrial. It could be a combination of all of them. Hell, it could even be people that live inside the Earth because the Earth is hollow. Now, I'm not saying that it is hollow or that I believe it's hollow, but I am well aware that our understanding of the Earth comes with incredible evidence, and we believe that we understand its structure, but we don't know for sure because we can't dig into the center of the Earth. The point is that these anomalies could be from within, they could be from outside. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to interact or disturb your satellites. Like, Elon, you don't own the entire airspace, and they may be able to phase through certain parts, or if they're traveling so quickly or teleporting, maybe they already are in the atmosphere when they get here. It's like an instantaneous thing. We don't know what the hell's going on, and I find it strange that he's so adamant that it's not a real phenomenon. Especially, again, like I said, I think he has vested interest because of SpaceX. If you check out this other clip where he's talking to Joe Rogan, you know, Joe Rogan is a little bit more aggressive with his questioning. He's not mean, but he doesn't care. He's going to ask you anyway, and he's going to say the facts that he knows, if he knows any, or try to learn from you. Tangent. I find it interesting how Joe Rogan looks like he had Elon sweating, and Elon was talking more about his company and SpaceX, which again made me get that feeling that maybe you just don't want something to outshine your company, or Lockheed Martin to have better technology than you have. I don't know. Guys, check this other clip out and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
So
I'm confident they do not have a breakthrough.
when you hear people
If, why don't they just compete with SpaceX and make a better rocket? In which case, they can make. Why are they holding back on making a lot of money from beating SpaceX with better rockets?
my thought was that what if it's just a drone and you can't have a biological entity inside of it because it just bursts from the fucking speed that it's moving at? That a human couldn't tolerate the amount of force. So they're just drones.
I don't think so.
So what do you think people like Ryan Graves and Commander David Fravor...
I want cool things to exist.
Right.
Do I want UFOs to exist? Yes, I want UFOs to exist because that would be really
interesting. Of course,
interesting.
everybody does.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
It's a more boring world where UFOs don't exist. Or like flying, like advanced propulsion stuff doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, that's more boring. It'd be more interesting. If it did exist, I'd like it to exist. I hope we find something, but I have not seen. SpaceX launches 90% of all satellite mass to orbit. So if you take all of Earth's rocket launches, my company has a 90% market share of Earth. China does about 5%, and the rest of the world does, including the Boeing, Lockheed, and Northrop, and everyone, does 5%. So why wouldn't they use this to defeat SpaceX?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
Why
sense.
would they hold
No,
back?
listen, that's why I asked you.
Now, do you see what I mean? Or do you guys think that I'm just reading a little too much into it? Which is quite possible. I'm passionate about UFOs. I love UFOs. I think they're so cool. You guys know I do this on the channel all the time. And I just feel that maybe he's a bit disingenuous because, again, he has a vested interest. And I could be reading too much into it, and I want to hear what you guys think about that in the comments below. Also, make sure that you check out that UFO video, those paranormal videos, funny and reaction videos. Check out all the videos.